Well, I have three important questions here. First question, do the Chelsea Football Club owners really love our club? Second question, has Maresca got the managerial credibility, character, personality to take Chelsea to the next level, to take Chelsea back to the winning time, glorious time that we all remember? And third, last question, how long will it take for sporting directors Paul Weasley and Lawrence Stewart to realize finally that both Roberto Sanchez and Nicola Jackson are rubbish? Well guys, welcome back to another of my video. I hope all of you are doing extremely well out there. I don't think you will, because after the yesterday match I think you will all be disappointed as much as I am anyway. Well guys, first of all, apology if you will hear noise, background noise that is a bit disturbing. I'm still stuck in Sharm El Sheikh Hotel Resort, but I will finally be heading back to England tonight, so hallelujah. Well, let's dive immediately into today's topic, which will be a shameful performance of Chelsea against City yesterday. Well, I had to go back to my room because I felt really ashamed. I had the Egyptian supporters on one side waiting for Marmoush to score his first goal for City. Then I had a few Liverpool supporters on the other side. I was the only Chelsea fan in this bar, in this hotel resort. The main problem that is still there right now at Chelsea Football Club is lack of continuity. The same old story for Chelsea Football Club. As usual, against City yesterday, we luckily because of City mistake, we managed to find an opener thanks to Noni Madueke. Well, we could have scored another 2 goals if Nicola Jackson again didn't miss the clear opportunities yet. But again, we're talking about here Nicola Jackson, a player that Enzo Maresca is continuously defending, and the same is for Roberto Sanchez. Well, we were 1-0 up, we could have been 3-0 up in the first 20 minutes, then it was total domination from City. Chelsea retreat, we started to stumble, we conceded at the very end of the first half, and in the second half, no reaction whatsoever. It was only Manchester City. To make things even more terrible, the blunder of Roberto Sanchez in the 68 minutes of the second half. Unacceptable. And when Maresca was asked in a post-conference after the match about Sanchez's mistake, Maresca responded that the keeper is well aware of his mistakes and eventually will rectify it. Dear Maresca, when you're talking about Nicola Jackson, when you're talking about Roberto Sanchez, you don't need to say they understand their mistake. You, manager, must understand their mistakes and take responsibility of it and start to make substitutions that you never do. And there is where you lose your credibility as a manager. You cannot be a winning manager if you don't take precautions when things are not doing the right way. Mark Guyu is too young to be used, but he's on a bench. Nkunku is not really a straightforward, he's on a bench. The only striker we got is this useless striker in Nicola Jackson. But you are aware that we struggle and you don't approach the hierarchy and say, listen, we need a new striker. No, things are okay the way they are. Chelsea should really move in the transfer window and try to get a better striker. Instead, Nkunku may leave in a swap deal involving Garnacho. Why do we need Garnacho for? What the hell is this nonsense? Why do we need Garnacho for? We need Cisco. We need John Duran. We need proper strikers. Vlahovic from Juventus. We need strikers. Strikers that when they are in a final third, face to the keeper, they don't miss opportunities like freaking Nicola Jackson does all the time, because Nicola Jackson hasn't got a cynical first touch, never. When he's on a goal, he can just score immediately. He has to move the ball from one feet to another. That is not a good sign for a striker. He's got not ability or whatsoever to convert opportunities of scoring into the net. And that is the same freaking old story. And I'm quite sick of it. Well, when Chelsea were on a 1-1 against City, yes, I decided to get back to my hotel room. As soon as I stepped in the room, I switched television on. Well, City was 2-1 up, thanks to a Netherlands goal. And when I watched on replay the blunder, the horrific blunder of Roberto Sanchez, I realized how terrible the keeper is. Let's clarify that even on equalizer of City, it was Sanchez's mistake, because he didn't manage to hold the ball. He let the ball go through off his hand. And on rebounds, there was a City equalizer, sorry. This is unacceptable. This is a keeper that is not simply good enough for Chelsea. And Petrovic, right now, is doing exceptionally well for Strasbourg. Well, Andrei Santos also is doing very well for Strasbourg. He scored yesterday. But you know what, guys? All of those players that are doing exceptionally well out there on loan, while on loan, they'll be eventually sold out. This is becoming more and more a stock market, and I start to question myself. Do this hierarchy, Chelsea hierarchy, these owners, Clear Lake Capital and Todd Boyle Consortium, really care about our beloved club? Or should we ask for Abramovich to come back and take back that 25% stake he may possibly retake if there will be an opportunity. Because right now I'm pretty much quite scared here. Very scared, because I cannot recognize any longer my football club. We are heading again in the wrong direction. It's now almost 2.5 years we've been under the hierarchy and the ownership of these two, Clear Lake Capital and Todd Boyle Consortium. And it's nothing than regression. Regression, no progression. We have spent £1 billion in players without sense, without reasoning. We just buy for the sake of what? Guys, there is only 5 days, I think, before the transfer window will shut down, and we need to really try to get decent players. Garnacho, it would be a terrible mistake. I mean, Renato Vegas left to, as I was expecting, to Juventus. Casadei has gone to Lazio, and those players will disappear. It's more likely for players to leave the club rather than new players being recruited by Chelsea Football Club, because this is likely to become really a stock market here, a player stock market. I can't see any intention whatsoever from the owners to make this club glorious again. And we can only be in despair here, Chelsea football supporters, and it is frustrating. It is frustrating. We need to do something about it. There is no any intention to build a better stadium. All the project, the intention to do something good there is gone. There is no intention whatsoever to build a better football team. We are stalling here into this situation where there is no escape anymore, where we can really recover ourselves and become again the glorious team we used to be. And this is because there is no love, there is no really feelings from either, I would say, the ownership and the manager to do well at Chelsea. When Maresca is insisting that Chelsea has got so many young players and eventually in 10 years time, we will build something good, that's wrong. Maresca, you need to build your own confidence. In a post-conference yesterday against City, after the defeat against City, you were panicking. On the touchline, you didn't assist compared to Guardiola. Enzo Maresca, you may have learned a lot from Pep Guardiola, but you're not Pep Guardiola yet. You're not Ancelotti, you're not Mourinho, you're not no way near like this manager that became a winning manager, because you lack character, you lack personality, and that is why you will never make the right decision, especially when it comes to substitutions. You will persevere using the same players, and you will never have the guts, the courage to go to useful players, useless players, and say, you're rubbish, get on a bench. You will carry on playing them and say, well, eventually they understand their own mistake and they will correct that. That is not the way it works. That is not the way it works. On the touchline yesterday against City, you didn't have any passion, no reaction, standing like that. In a post-conference, you were panicking when reporters were asking you questions. Dear Enzo Maresca, there is no personality. There's one massive issue. So I doubt that in the near future, Enzo Maresca, you may be successful at Chelsea. You have good ideas when it comes to tactics, okay? Very clever ideas, but you can't gel this together well if you don't understand what players, when it comes to team selection, what players you need to select in your first 11. Okay? You need to understand that and be open to criticism, because out there is so many reporters, so many Chelsea fans that really pissed off about your stupid decisions. Okay? Well, I hope you understand that. Out there, guys, there is few players we can try to get already during the January transfer window. Talking about Sesko, talking about Duran, if we pay the money we need to pay to get them. And others are Vlahovic from Juventus, especially now that they recruit Kouami from Paris Saint-Germain. Let's bring in a decent striker right now, before it's too late. Because let me tell you this, if Chelsea won't bring in a decent striker. We won't make this season again for the Champions League spot for sure. I tell you this now. I tell you this now. Okay, now you can watch my previous video. I say already the same thing, and I'm saying again the same thing over and over. Next game will be playing guy will be against West Ham, I think at Stamford Bridge. It'll be on the 3rd of February. There will be a good time for Chelsea to reason. So if we lose the European Conference League, well, we should be ashamed of ourselves. That's for sure. So guys, stay tuned for my next upcoming video, where hopefully I will be talking about a match where Chelsea will be winning again. Hopefully. But there is a lot to change here. There is a lot that need to be rectified at Chelsea Football Club right now. So I hope that something will be done as soon as possible. I hope, guys, that something will be done, and we try to boost eventually our confidence back, but try to clarify what we really want from our club. Because right now, Chelsea is in limbo. Is a club that has got not really truly good objective. There is not really an intention whatsoever to do well. Okay, so it was a pleasure to be with you guys today, and I will see you next time, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.